And Oakland is a city of beautiful homes and views, a fine place for living, working, and raising children. But in Oakland's future, as in all larger cities, there is an internal threat, the cancer of housing decay. Almost in the shadow of the City Hall can be found the end result of this disease, the slum, the slum.
Oakland, stand up, let's change the game with this one. I think I'm gonna need to stand and O after this one. You feel me? I ain't talking about everybody standing up in class, man, you feel me? Get a little bit of that white, you know what I mean?
When I first came here, you never saw anybody out on the street at night. Everybody took people in. But then the Housing Authority, the little HUD, changed the rules and said that you had to be on the lease in order to stay there. And so they were kicking everybody out who had any, and if you had any kind of prison record, you couldn't live in public housing at all.
The disposition of displacement is unfortunate just based off the fact of, here it is, what we talked about earlier off camera, was we're dealing with situations where people automatically assume just because someone's living on the street that they're a drug addict or they're indulging in alcoholism. And there's a great percentage of people that are living in those streets that aren't addicted to anything. Several individuals who live in these homeless encampments, which have been known as Tent City, who actually have jobs. They'll go to work every day. Unfortunately, they just can't afford a place to stay.
So where are you gonna go now?
Wherever the good Lord takes me. I don't know. That's the thing. That's why I wasn't gonna come out the tent, because where I won't go.
Man, these police come over here, man, trying to push all my peoples up out of here, tell them they got to go, and they ain't giving them nowhere to stay, man. And they just taking your shit and throwing it in the garbage can without your permission.
You almost made me cry up in there because you was saying good things, man. You almost made me cry because you was giving me love, but it was fake, man.
I'm sorry you think that. I'm sorry you think that.
Try to trip me, they don't want me on my feet. All this time looking at you, don't see anything. In these streets, be prepared for what it bring. For the love I've been searching, I wrote it in the ice road. I'm sliding down that ice road. Curve kissing down that ice road. He on me down this ice road.
That the city inspector was colluding with the city. So they was going to certain areas in the city of Oakland and they was labeling that they was blight areas. These is drug infested areas. These is crime areas.
A solution that could possibly be something that bridges those two things is our mayor inoculating rent control.
Libby Schaff, the mayor, got $25 million for emergency housing and help for the homeless. Well, what she did was she bought tough sheds that you would keep your dog or your bike in and put people in them. You did this as an answer to see whether or not the people would go for you housing them in dog houses.
I've even been told this. We can't house the homeless in those abandoned buildings is because they gonna burn them down. They're gonna fill them up with trash. They're gonna do, well, if they had a home, if they had their own house, they're gonna fill it up with trash. They're gonna fill it up with whatever they want. But ain't that better than them filling it up on the streets?
Well, right now, we're just picking up the debris, the burnt debris, and cleaning up the area. We're just doing a garbage run in between the tents to keep it halfway decent. Stop starting fires, keep your area clean, that way the citizens won't complain, because that's how we get called.
The art of coming back into the communities, opening up businesses, teaching financial literacy, and educating others around us about the importance of getting all of these small little properties to have as much as we possibly can as black individuals.
I can always remember when it was black-owned stores too. So you got to think, you got to go back to when we was owning. When you think of gentrification, you think of ownership. So you had like Session in them that was over at Cypress Store that owned it, black-owned stores. There was quite a few black-owned stores before the Arabs got the stores. But truthfully, by the time the white folks came, the value, of course, changed. It was all about values. It was all about the money. Like I said, it's about letters and numbers. At the end, they come down here It's a diverse type thing. It's a mixture, but at the same time, we should have ownership. Bottom line.
How you doing? Just spoke respectfully, then speak back. My neighborhood, though.
Prescribing healing in the hood and everywhere around the nation. Things have changed, heart is now healed, yeah. I'm living proof, yeah, it's real. Out of my belly is flowing rivers of living water. Take a seat, have a drink, now stand up. The drought is over, life more abundantly. Suddenly, the pain is gone. Walk in your healing, call me the doctor.
CVS, Walmart, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Target, Safeway, Mom and Pop's Gracious, CVS,